Hey guys, Jill from Two Dogs Media. Wanted to talk to you today about a new tool called Surfer. Surfer is an SEO tool that focuses exclusively on helping you with your on-page optimization. So what it does, it actually gives you a data-driven suite of metrics to help you understand why some pages may be outranking you. So for example, if you're on page 2 for a term and you've been frustrated because you can't get to page 1, this tool will help you understand what those pages in the top 10 positions are doing or the top 5 positions are doing to help you improve your content to match those pages better. So the tool has two different options, the keyword analyzer and the content editor. The content editor is fairly new. We haven't dug too deep into it. We'll do a quick walkthrough on that, but I hope to do another video in the future exploring this in a little more depth. The keyword analyzer we're going to focus a little more on today. So the keyword analyzer, that's what this is. You can see it's really simple. You can enter your keyword, you can enter a domain or a URL to analyze. So if you want to see what a specific page is doing, you can do just the URL. We haven't done that yet. We've only really worked with keywords at this point, so we're just going to focus on that for the purpose of this tutorial. So you have a page that you want to rank. You know the keyword you want to rank for. You enter that keyword here. Okay. Then you're going to decide whether you want it to scrape the desktop or scrape the mobile search results. So this will make a difference in what you're ranking for. Obviously desktop and mobile are going to be a little bit different, so you're just going to choose which one you want. We usually leave this off. What this does, it grabs a screenshot of the website for you if you need to have that as well. We just leave it off so we can speed up the analysis as quickly as possible. And then here you're going to choose the country that you want this term to rank for in. We're in United States, so that's our home base. And then you click return. Once the analysis is done, the term will show in this list, and then you can click on this to actually access the analysis. The analysis usually takes about a minute or two. It's not too long, but we just wanted to speed things up, so we had one done already. So this is the main screen that you'll see for any analysis when it's done. Okay, you have a bunch of different elements on the side here that are all relative to ranking. So we'll go through those in a minute. You have a chart here, which you can pick and choose what you want to see on this chart. And you can compare how the competitors are doing in different areas, and you can see how well you're doing compared with those competitors. Below is a bunch of different tabs with a lot more opportunity for you to find keywords, phrases, questions, other things that you can be adding to your page to help improve that content. So right now we're on the search results tab, and right now you can see the top 50 pages that are ranking for the term fundraising ideas. Now this is a real term that I do want to rank for a website that I've had for a while that I've never optimized. So right now we do not rank at all for this term. There's a specific page I want it to rank for, and because it did not show in this graph at all, I want to make sure I do have data for it so that I can compare it with these pages. So what you would do is you enter your URL right here of the page that you want to rank for the keyword that you input. So for me it was charitypaws.com fundraising ideas. Then you hit compare, and then this is what you'll see when it's done. Okay, it'll go through, it'll analyze that page, and it'll give you all this information right here. Okay, so right now I'm going to show this on the chart. Okay, so now we can see this is my page right here, okay, where it says 3,862. Okay, and what this graph is showing me right now as it is, it's showing me how many words are on the page. When it says words on the page, it's not just the content of the article, but it could also be the header, the sidebar, the footer. It's all the words on that page. So just make sure you take that into account when you're doing your analysis. I did speak to Surfer. They're trying to see if there's a way they can just allocate words just for the post content. But as you can imagine, that's really hard to do. So for now, just keep in the back of your head that footer links and all that are affecting these numerical values. So you can see here, these are all the elements you can place on this graph. Right now we have one selected, and this is, like I said, this is what comes in by default. It's always going to show words by default. What this green bar is telling me, that for the way we're set up right now, the correlation of words on a page to ranking is almost 60%, is 60%. So that means the number of words on a page have a very high correlation to higher rankings. Okay. Partial keyword density is a little less important at 48%. Page height is a little less. And these numbers will change. It will change based on what you're showing in here. It will change based on the keyword that you're using. That is what makes Surfer really cool, is it's giving you this data based on each keyword. So you're not optimizing posts like the old days where it would be put the keyword in the title, put the keyword in the first page of the paragraph or the first paragraph of the page, put the keyword here. It's not doing that because that's not what it's about anymore. And just like a lot of people will tell you, have more content will beat out the competitors. That's not always true either. Sometimes having too much content is just as bad as not having enough. And that's why Surfer is cool, because it's giving you metrics based on what these pages are really ranking for so that you can analyze what's working and what's not. So right now we have words. Let's say we wanted to see how many people are using the exact keyword fundraising ideas on their page. Okay, so now you can see we have the number of words on a page is in the purple and the number of exact keywords. So this is how many times a page is using fundraising ideas in their content. Okay, so for the top 10 positions, they're averaging using that keyword or that key phrase 23 times. Okay, in the positions of 10 through 20, they're using it 6. Now you can see how there's a big drop off here between 1 and 10 and 10 and 20. So it's kind of cool to see, it's really important that you're using that exact keyword a lot and that you have a lot of words on your page. Okay, now it's showing 3 through 12, and I just want to be clear, the reason why it's 3 through 12 and not 1 through 10 is probably because there might be featured snippets or some other kind of thing on the results page. This tool pulls the organic results. It's not accounting for featured snippets. So when it's throwing these numbers at you, in Google, featured snippet might take position 1 and 2, and then organic might not start till 3. Okay, but because the averages here is set to 10, we know that this is position 1 through 10 and average, and this is position 1 through 10 and average. Okay, now watch if we change this to 5 and hit return. Okay, now this is position 1 through 5 average, and this is position 5 through 10 average. So position 5 through 10 uses the exact keyword fundraising ideas approximately 21 times, whereas 1 through 5 uses it 25 times. Okay, you can actually turn averages off completely and just look at your chart on a page by page basis. So you can still see our purple line, which is falling well below what the top pages have for word content, and you can see our orange exact keyword line, which is kind of falling short as well. So we know we need a lot of work to do to be able to match what the top competitors are doing. But now we can see each page. And if I scroll down just a little bit, watch what happens here when I hover over these. So I can see the first position in organic search is for funds to orgs. Okay, they're using 3,374 words on their page, and 13 of those words are exact for the term fundraising ideas. Okay, see how the changed down here? If I go to hover here, it shows, sorry, usually it sticks. So it's showing me wild apricot for position 2. Okay, and it's showing 25,000 words on the page and 44 keywords. So you can see up here what each page is using, and you could just see below to see what website it actually is. Okay, so you can do this so many different ways, and you have to find what works for you. I actually like viewing it this way, and then what I do is I push this back so I could just look at the top 10. Okay, now given I'm not ranking at all, I might want to use the top 50 because I want to at least break the top 50 before I even attempt the top 10 for this term. But for the sake of this tutorial, I figured I'll leave it at top 10 because this is normally where I'm looking, because I usually use this for terms I'm already ranking for. So now we can look at the top 10 and just get a clearer visual of how we're doing, and clearly we're not doing well on anything. So we need to improve our content, get more content. We need to improve our exact match keyword, get that higher up. So we have a lot of work to do. But we can turn this off and on and see different items. So if we want to look at the meta description, let's look at partial keywords in the meta description. Clearly I'm doing okay there, so I wouldn't really need to fix anything there. But these all have low relevancy or low correlation to ranking. So I don't know if I'd be too concerned about this right now. Okay, I wouldn't be too concerned about the title right now. I want to look for things that are really going to give me quick wins in terms of optimization. Okay, so H2 to H6. I might want to look at exact keywords in H2 to H6. Okay. So you can see I am a little lower than what some of the others, so I might want to add the exact keyword to one of my H2, a couple of my H2 or H6 tags along the way. So this is just a great way to see across the board how well you're doing or how well you're not doing for a variety of different things. And again, you want to look at these to kind of grasp whether or not something's worth really wasting your time on. So here I would focus on characters. Okay, clearly I'm a lot less in characters in the top positions. So these are all things I'm definitely going to want to focus on. Okay. And then some of the tabs down here, some of them are actually going away. I'm not going to go into them too much, but prominent words and phrases, these are kind of telling you about the terms and phrases that are being most used on pages and the frequency that they're being used. So if I go to phrases, I look for raise money. It's being used 10 out of 10. Density, the number of keywords, number of keywords per 1,000 words. You can see the density of that term. So I just want to make sure I'm using these terms on my page. They have a little area with questions, so you can get an idea of questions that you can add to the page that people are asking. I might do this on the bottom of my post to give a little more insight into answering some of the questions that people have. There's even a common backlinks section, so you can kind of see what backlinks the competitors have. And then you can just do a quick dive and see if you can grasp some of these backlinks for your own website. Okay, and it'll give you the links to those backlinks. So there's a lot of great tools in here as well. Okay, but the thing I really love the most, and this is the part I wanted to spend a little extra time on, next to each item, okay, there's a couple things you can see. So if I wanted to see what Funds to Orgs is doing with their important elements on their page, if I click on this, it's telling me what their meta description is, their title, their H1, their H2, their H3. These are all the important elements on a page and what is strongly correlated with optimization. So this is a great way just to kind of see easily what everybody's doing on their pages. Okay, this is telling you if any pages have schema on them and what type of schema that they have, which some search queries really depend on the schema, some not so much. So it's going to be much more important for others, other terms than some terms. So let's see, for structured data here, see it's not super important here, it's not even showing up in the thing. So like a recipe post may have 5 bars here because recipe schema is really important. So this is one that's not as important. Okay. This, you can actually hide things from charts. I don't really use this too often. You can refresh the URL, so if you made changes to it based on the tool, you can refresh the URL and get updated data. Screenshot we didn't run, so it's not going to be there. And then audit. Okay, so this is the last piece I want to cover. Audit is basically they took everything here and put it into a nice concise audit for you. And there's a couple things that are cool about this. One, it's just super easy to read. Two, you can share the audit with anyone, which means you can send a link to someone, not give them access to your Surfer, and it'll give them all these ideas. So if you have a content writer or an administrative assistant, they can easily look at this and see what they need to improve. Now, I don't really look at the missing backlinks too much right now because my goal with testing out Surfer was to see how well I can improve with the on-site, and I have improved. Now, I have a couple of posts that I really worked hard on with the Surfer under another account. I don't want to release those because there are some affiliate sites. I am going to run a couple of tests with non-affiliate sites that I can share with you guys, so I will update those in about a month. But the true density has been key for us in really helping us understand where we can improve. So I highly, highly, highly recommend that you look at the true density. Anything that's red on this page, I am not one to usually say, look for the red, the yellow, the green to all be green. But in this case, it's really helpful to make everything green, and that's what we tested. So highly recommend you try and do what it is recommending here. And you can actually export this list and just give this to someone as well. But you can see there's words and there's phrases. Look through both. Fundraising ideas, it's telling us we're doing good with event. Maybe for raise money, we can add a few more variations of that term. Raffle tickets, I know we're not even talking about that, so that might be another thing we want to add to our list. So that's actually a content idea for that page. So I'm going to go through all of these, and I'm going to add everything that's relevant, so that I can be in line with what my competitors are doing, because that's what this is giving me, exactly what my competitors have that I don't. Okay, so I will go through both of these lists. I want to get rid of my errors and my warnings. I may have a backlink error, and that I'm not worried about right now. I'm just worrying about the on-page content. Words, same thing. We're going to go through. Obviously, we're not doing too good here. We need a lot more content. Okay, we need a lot more paragraphs. We need a lot more strong and bolded content, and we need a lot more in our H2 to H6. But for every item in this audit, you can click Show Details, and it's going to give you insight, okay, and an overview. So it's really cool that I can say, okay, here I am, but I want to be up in here somewhere. Now, I don't want to be higher than this guy because that's going to put me out of place. So I may want to be like somewhere around this range, just over this guy, but not too far over, okay? So you want to use this as a gauge to where you can improve, okay? Here I've got like nothing going on with bold or strong, so I'm definitely going to want to increase that, okay? And that's all you got to do. You just go through. The blue ones are recommendations. They're not things you actually have to have, but I am going to attempt to make all of these green, okay? Number of elements on the page, okay? Because the pages that I'm competing with have so much more content, I'm really falling short here. And time to first bite, I'm actually really bad here. My time to first bite was really slow. So I definitely, want to make sure that's improved as well. So this, again, guys, the audit is key, and it's giving you everything you need to optimize to match those top 10 rankings. Okay. The other tool they have is called the content editor. We have not used this yet. We are planning on it. We've played around with it a little bit. This tool can do two things. It can help you write content, and it can help you improve your content. So for example, we're doing a post about Surfer SEO. Okay, so what we did, we put in Surfer SEO here. We clicked United States and then said create. And when we did that, it gives us this. Okay, it gives us, this was not here. I actually put this in. Let me remove this, and let me remove this. So this is what you get, okay, when you do that. Okay, just a blank page. So now what you can do, okay, add some content. Now watch while I'm adding content what changes over here. So right here you can see Surfer SEO. It's recommending I use Surfer SEO 19 times. So let me put this in and watch what happens to that little color block there. See how it went, and it's telling me I'm using it 2 of 19 times. Now it's counting words for me, and it's giving me a suggested word count that I should have on the page. Okay, so that is super helpful right there. It's telling me I already have a heading in place. I don't need to worry about that. That's what this is. It's telling me I should have about 10 paragraphs. It's telling me I should bold about 12 words. Okay, and I guess it doesn't care if I have images or not. So I guess there's no magic number for the images. If it does say that the top competitors have images, it'll give you an image number here. But these are all terms I'd want to use on this page, and these are other relevant terms that we could possibly use. Okay, so right here it's pretty much giving you what you should be using to optimize this post. Now the cool thing is you can do copy link to share and send this to someone. They do not have to have access. So we can go here, we can copy this, and it'll show as a draft. So they can do what they need to do, and it'll save it, and it'll sync it back to the account. So they don't have access to your account, but they can actually do the writing and the optimization for you, and then it'll be saved in here. Okay. Another thing is you can customize this. Okay. you can look to see which pages you want to include. Now, I don't know if I'm writing about Surfer SEO. I don't think I want to necessarily compete with Surfer SEO. I might want to compete with other people who are writing similar articles. So I would delete that one. I definitely would not want to compete with Twitter. Okay. I don't want to compete with this. He talks about Surfer, but he's doing something different. So I'm really just going to leave it at these 4 pages and then save changes. Okay, so now I'm telling it exactly what pages I want to use to create all this content ideas. Okay, so now it's telling me terms to use in the content. You can add terms to this if there's, different things you want to add, like what is Surfer SEO? I might want to use that term. Okay, but then you can also do this, which is really cool. Add a question or topic. Okay, so Surfer SEO is new, so it's not showing anything now. But if there was an SEO tool, there would be drop down here of all these different questions related to Surfer SEO, and then you could just click and choose them as you went through. And I'll show you that in a different thing. But I can do that here. Please add questions commonly asked about Surfer, search Reddit or Quora. Quora for ideas, please. Okay, finalize customization. Okay, so now when I look at this, this is the tool I sent to my person. Okay, I gave her notes. Please add questions commonly asked about Surfer. Primary search term is Surfer SEO, and it still has all the other information in here. Okay, so this is an awesome, awesome, awesome way for you to hire content writers and be able to easily give them what they need to know. Okay, so let's go back. I want to show you one other thing. So for fundraising ideas, what I did here, this was an existing page. So you can optimize existing pages with this tool as well. The problem with this is I built this page in HTML. So it's carrying all the HTML content over, which obviously isn't perfect because it's throwing off all the numerical values. But it's telling me fundraising ideas, make sure I'm using it 5 out of 47 times. I'm not. I'm not using it enough. It's telling me to use it, sorry guys, it's telling me to use it 47 times, I'm only using it 5. So right now it's telling me all these ways I can improve. It's telling me which ones I'm already doing okay with, raise a lot, battle of the bands. It's telling me how many paragraphs I should have. So you can take content from existing page, paste it in here, and optimize it this way as well. Okay, so topics and questions to answer. So these were some I found. So when I hit customize for this term, okay, and I add question or topic, it's going to give me ideas and it's giving me search volume. Okay, so how to raise money for charity. Okay, I can click that and it adds it to it. I can do that. And then finalize customization. And if I go to the bottom now, that's there too. So when I send this to my writer, now they're going to see all these questions that I want them to add. So they need to find the content that goes with this. And that's why this tool is awesome. So the content editor, you can optimize it yourself. You can send it to someone to optimize, but it's kind of really making it dummy proof. So that is everything for Surfer on a basic level. If you have any questions at all, please let me know. And I hope you guys will give it a try. They do a 7-day free trial, 7-day trial, I think for $1. But definitely check in the post. I'll keep that updated. And if you have any questions, you know where to find me. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.